Every Bears fan knows the feeling of holding their breath when the defense is on the field, especially after watching the draft focus so heavily on the offensive side. There is a specific kind of tension in Chicago right now, but a major move behind the scenes is changing the entire outlook for our season. We have just uncovered how the front office is preparing a massive defensive strike. It is time to talk about the millions of dollars recently freed up and why a veteran superstar is finally here. Jadeveon Clowney is one of the names circulating in the halls of Halas Hall as the front office looks to bolster a defensive front that was largely ignored during the first 2 days of the draft. To understand how we got here, we have to look at the money. The team recently restructured the contracts of tight end Cole Kmet and interior lineman Jonah Jackson, a move that cleared over $10 million in cap space. This financial maneuvering was not an accident. It was a calculated response to how the draft board fell. Our new identity is being shaped heavily by the offensive brilliance of Ben Johnson, and his influence has led the team to prioritize scoring points over stopping them in the early rounds. While fans were excited to see new weapons on offense, the lack of defensive reinforcements left a glaring hole that everyone can see. This is where the veteran market comes into play. By moving money around with players like Kmet and Jackson, the front office has given themselves the ammunition to go after proven commodities. It is not just about the former first overall pick from South Carolina, though he is a massive part of the conversation. The list of available talent includes heavy hitters like Cam Jordan, Hazen Reddick, and A.J. Epinesa. Even someone like Joey Bosa could be in the mix if the right trade or release happens. The reality is that the coaching staff knows they cannot enter the season relying solely on young developmental pieces like Austin Booker. While there is plenty of internal excitement about what Booker can become, a team with playoff aspirations needs a finished product on the edge. The cap flexibility also allows us to sign our incoming rookie draft class while still having enough left over to make a splash in free agency. We might even see more restructures in the coming weeks to find even more breathing room. The strategy is simple. Use the draft to build a high-powered offense and use the remaining cash to buy a veteran defense. It is a high-stakes game of roster building that puts immense pressure on the front office to land a big fish before the long training camp sessions finally begin for the team. The decision to pivot toward the veteran market says everything about the current window of opportunity in Chicago. We are no longer in a phase where we can just wait and see if young prospects develop over 3 or 4 years. When you have a roster that is being built to score in bunches, you need a defensive front that can protect a lead by getting to the opposing quarterback. This specific veteran pass rusher brings a level of physicality and experience that you just cannot find in the later rounds of the draft. He has seen every blocking scheme in the league and knows exactly how to exploit a weak tackle when the game is on the line. Imagine the impact on the locker room when a proven winner walks through those doors. It changes the mentality of the entire unit. Suddenly, the younger players have a mentor to look up to, and the opposing offensive coordinators have someone they actually have to double team. If we do not make this move, we are essentially betting the entire season on the hope that our offensive explosion will be enough to outpace our defensive lapses. That is a dangerous game to play in a division as tough as ours. By bringing in a seasoned edge defender, we stabilize the line and allow the secondary to play with more confidence. They will not have to cover for 5 or 6 seconds if the front four is actually creating pressure. This move moves the needle because it turns a potential weakness into a legitimate strength. The what-if scenario here is actually quite terrifying if we stay stagnant. Without a consistent rush, our defense will get worn down by the fourth quarter, and all those points scored by our new offense could go to waste. We have seen this story before where a great offense is held back by a mediocre defense, and no one wants to repeat those mistakes. The front office is clearly aware of this, which is why they are working the phones and clearing the books. This is about more than just one season. It is about establishing a standard of veteran leadership that carries this team into January for many years. This situation matters because it directly translates to how many games we can actually win this winter. In the simplest terms possible, adding a veteran star could be the difference between a deep playoff run and another year of watching the postseason from the couch. If our team can get more pressure on the quarterback, we will win more games. It is that straightforward. We do not need to look at complicated salary cap charts to understand that a better defense makes life easier for everyone. When the defense can force a quick 3-and-out or a turnover, it gives our offense more chances to put points on the scoreboard. It also takes the pressure off our young players who are still learning the speed of the professional game. If we ignore the defensive line, we are taking a massive risk of failure that could haunt us all season long. Every fan knows the heartbreak of watching a lead slip away because the defense could not get a stop in the final minutes. By using this newly found $10 million wisely, the front office is trying to prevent those heartbreaks from happening. They want to ensure that when we are up by a touchdown in the fourth quarter, we have the personnel on the field to close the door. This move is about security and reliability. It is about knowing that we have a player who has been in the trenches and knows how to finish a game. The season impact is enormous because the margin for error in our division is razor thin. We cannot afford to have a glaring hole at such an important position. If this veteran signing happens, it sends a message to the rest of the league that we are not just building for the future, but we are ready to win right now. It gives the fans a reason to believe that this year will be different. It creates a sense of urgency that has been missing for a while. Every dollar spent on the defense right now is an investment in our peace of mind as supporters. We want to see a team that is balanced and tough for us. There are two very different paths this could take, and the tension is building as we wait for news. In the best-case scenario, the front office lands one of these elite veterans, and our defense becomes one of the most feared units in the league. The pass rush becomes relentless, the turnovers start piling up, and our team finally has the teeth to match its high-scoring offense. We could see a dominant season where we control the line of scrimmage from start to finish. This would validate the entire strategy of restructuring contracts and focusing on the veteran market. It would prove that the leadership knows exactly how to balance the books and the roster at the same time. But we also have to look at the worst-case scenario. If this plan fails, and we cannot convince a top-tier veteran to sign, we are left with a very thin defensive rotation. We would be relying on unproven rookies and depth players to carry a heavy load. If that happens, our defense could become a liability that holds the entire team back. The emotional stakes are incredibly high because we have seen so much potential in this roster lately. To see it all fall apart because we could not fix the defensive line would be devastating for the city and the fans. This is the ultimate gamble. The front office is betting that they can use their new financial flexibility to lure a game changer to Chicago. They are betting that the lure of playing for a rising contender will be enough to beat out other offers. The tension comes from the uncertainty of the open market. Just because we have the money does not mean the deal is done. We are in a race against time as other teams also look to fill their needs before the summer. If we wait too long, the best options will be gone, and we will be left wondering what could have been. The next few weeks will determine the ceiling for this team. If it works, we are looking at a championship-caliber squad. If it fails, we might be looking at a frustrating season of wasted potential for everyone involved. To put it simply, the front office has made a bold move by moving money around to fix the defense. They have given themselves a $10 million chance to land a star who can change our entire season. We have the offense ready to go, but without a veteran presence on the edge, the whole plan is at risk. It is a calculated move that shows they are serious about winning now, but it also leaves us on the edge of our seats. Be honest with me as a fan who has seen it all. Would you trust this defense to win a playoff game if we do not add a veteran star? The stakes have never been higher, and we are all waiting to see who signs that contract. If you want to stay updated on every move and every rumor as this situation unfolds, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you never miss a breaking update about our beloved team. We are in this journey together, and I will be here to break down every single development. Let's see if the front office can close the deal now.